Sock Passe, it's your boy Jay.
What's going on? It's your boy Black. You know what I'm saying? I just cut my beard off. You know what I mean? Cut the beard off today.
You feel me? This guy, bro.
Nah. What's going on? It's your boy Max Rich, and this is
Keep in Mind.
episode 41. You know what I mean?
What's going on, right? Minus our boy Black.
Yeah.
I mean,
No
shout out to
Black.
you, Black boy, in the building. Hopefully you join in here soon. I'm saying. Yeah, we're not live yet though, bro.
We are live.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
I was about to say, you doing this
I'm
again?
messing with you. I'm messing with you. All right, send this out. You already know what to do. Send this out.
Give us a second just to send this out. You know what I mean? Give us 1 second. 1 second.
1 second, man. I know we're going to get off our phones soon. I know y'all hate when we are on our phones,
That
bro.
they
So
do.
we're going
They do hate that.
I'm the one
I don't.
talking about
I want
volume.
turn your volume down, please. if you
Make
don't
sure
mind.
all volume goes
All
down,
volume down,
please. All right, we're going to send this out. We're going to send this out. Once we do this, we put our phones down, and it is done deal.
Anyway, so all right. I sent this out to a couple people already.
Yeah.
I made a group so I wouldn't have to.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Just send us out in the group.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah, makes sense.
Thinking ahead.
This is a lot of work. You know what I'm saying.
I'm really kind of over it. I'm kind of trying to just have people just join when they join nowadays, but I don't think we're there yet.
No.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna keep sending
I don't
this
think
out.
we're there yet. You know what I mean?
We are going to keep sending this out, and I want you to do the same. Hit that paper plane as soon as you join in. Please, as the people roll in.
I want people to know that we will be going live on Facebook next week, as
Ooh.
well as Instagram and Facebook. So look for us on Facebook. We will be there. But like I said, we started the show at the 41st episode.
Oh yeah.
We're actually gonna stop numbering them because I've been uploading them however I want.
That is true.
And saying the number actually throws us off. So, you know what I mean? Maybe you'll catch the date. Look at the outfits. You might be able to tell the weather. You know what I mean? What season it is. You know what I mean? Because
I get what you
up
mean.
until I'm gonna go back to numbering them maybe right after. I'm actually getting on point with actually putting up the videos and everything, and getting on point with our Spotify and everything like that. It's actually happening. It's not just talk now. So I do want to say shout out to everybody out there. If you out there, please make sure you hit that paper plane. Send this out to a couple of your friends. We have a special guest today. A special guest.
Oh yeah.
We've been if you are a podcaster and you're of the black ethnicity, you know, not saying that you have to be, but you know, it would be nice because I believe is it only for black? Well, we'll wait till he gets on the show. Anyway, I would like to introduce my boy Corey Gums, the founder of the Black Podcast Association.
You already know. Send the clapping emojis out in the chat right now,
the
baby.
building, come through. You know what I mean? Take a seat. You know what I mean? You good? You comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, just making sure. I don't know if I'm on camera anymore.
You still good. You still good.
No, I'm just looking right here. What's it called?
I'm not used to being on the lights, cameras and everything.
Lights, cameras,
I'm
baby.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know, listen. Things can be different sometimes. You know what I mean? You gotta step out the box. You know what I'm saying? But please let the people know who you are, what you do. You know what I mean? And we got a couple questions for you. You feel me?
Absolutely.
All right, so my name's Corey Gums. I am the founder of the Black Podcasters Association. I am the president, whatever title you want to give me, of Black Label Media. I also run a brand called Black Label Podcast Studio. I'm a recording engineer, consultant. What else?
Keep going. Keep going. It seems like you got a whole list right now.
Yesterday I got labeled I'm a podcast guru, which I disagree with, but you know, I was told by our brother Raphael that's in our group that he's a dictator and I have no choice in the matter. So but I do mainly podcast consulting, development, production for entrepreneurs and small businesses looking to expand their brand through the podcasting medium.
That's what's up,
That's
man.
awesome.
All right,
That's awesome, man.
so quick question for you: what made you decide to start the Black Podcasters Association?
Whoa, that's a good one.
Noted.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a long story. It started slowly back in 2018. Yeah, I was going to school. I was in school for web development. I was driving Uber to pay the bills and take care of my responsibilities. Had a car accident. So I've always been into podcasting way back since the early 2000s. But you know, they say 2006, but podcasting was around way before that.
The people are asking how can they contact you.
All right, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. We'll get into
long
that.
Story
guys.
short, my friend, my partner and I, we were talking about creating our own podcast. He's a web developer. Oh no, excuse me. He's a software engineer. I'm a web developer, and we were talking about doing our own podcast. Like everybody else, we would have these great conversations. People would hear them and be like, "Oh, you guys need to do a podcast." But we would talk politics, science. He's also a physicist, so we would talk science. We would talk politics, and we would talk software development, programming. And we always looked at it from the perspective of like the black community needs to hear these conversations, because we always felt through tech will be the medium in which black people can get ahead and cut the learning gap in regards to the competitiveness in the world, right?
Talk about it, because I always said that it's open for everyone.
Right.
Technology is if you can get to it,
right.
You can do whatever you can do with it.
It's the future. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely,
if we can get into there through the sciences, through STEM, basically. So that was the goal of the podcast. We had a couple of investors who wanted to come and get involved.
Dope.
We even talked about going mobile, and it's just, you know, you get investors, you building the brand, and then the money backed out. So we was it was just left in limbo. We were just trying to figure out what we were gonna do. While I was in school, I was driving Uber, and right before Christmas, I had a car accident. I got rear-ended right on the Cross Island, out here in New York City, and I was just trying to figure out what I need to do to get some money. And I was watching Shannon Hernandez. If he's watching this, you know, that he was the catalyst. But I was watching one of his videos about podcasting, and he had a mobile setup. So I always had a background in music, wanted to be an engineer, wanted to always have my own studio. So I was like, okay, I took my last $2,000, went to Guitar Center over in Long Island, talked with them for 2 hours, walked out of there with my whole studio set up, got my first clients, and was just helping people. I would go to people's houses and basically record their podcasts, and I would edit and all that stuff. So, and for the first year, I was just learning the ropes, learning how to do everything. And then I was like, okay, 2020, I'm gonna start. I rolled out my plan, have a marketing plan. I was like, come March, come spring, I'm gonna roll out my marketing. We're gonna get that. And I'm a huge science buff, so I was watching what was going on, you know, in 2019 when I was starting to see the news, and I was like, this thing that's going on in China is not right. And then I saw when it hit Italy, I was like, hold up, this is a problem. And I was keep my fingers crossed, please don't come here, please don't come here. But Corona just like blew up my whole entire business model. And so it was like,
talk about it.
It became like, do I go out here and still try to get clients and put myself at risk? Because at the time we didn't know what was going on. And I was like, you know, in Southeast Queens, I started seeing friends passing away and stuff. So I was like, nah. So thanks to one of my friends, I was like, you know, she was like, nah, don't go out there. Your mom's, you know, elderly and stuff. You don't want to put your family at risk. And she was like, get into consulting. So that's when I started just getting into consulting. So, but during that time period, right before Corona hit New York City, I was just like seeing all the stuff going on in podcast groups on Facebook, and I was like, you know, I wasn't like in the questions, I wasn't like in the repetitive questions. I saw a problem, and me being an engineer, I was like, I gotta figure out how to solve this problem. And the biggest problem I saw was with black podcasters and white podcasters. So typically, black people would come into some of these podcasting groups and ask certain questions. And then it'd be like the answer they would get. I would be like, you know, yeah, that's a good answer, but it doesn't really apply to our space. One, because people don't got like $5,000 to just throw out in equipment, as we all know,
right.
myself included. I did it with $2,000, you know, and I basically cleared out my savings account.
Yo, Chino Bodega's in the building.
But long story short, I was like, I was just not liking the interactions. And you know, like as we all know, like, you know, when it comes to this industry, it's predominantly white, predominantly rich white males, higher education and stuff like that, and they tend to be the ones that say this is how it goes and it doesn't go any way. It goes any other way. So, at the recommendation of another associate of mine, she was like, why don't you start a Facebook group? So she helped me get it started. We first originally started as the Black Podcasting Group on Facebook. And for the next 2 years, it was just a matter of building it up, getting it going. I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but I make it look easy. I'm gonna get a T-shirt made like that. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it look easy.
Okay.
Podcasts make it look easy. You heard it here first.
But it was like, you know, in like 2021, that's when I think I finally figured out like what I wanted to do.
Got a groove.
Like I was like, you know, and there was plenty of times when I was like, this is not working. It was not going in the direction that I wanted to. There was a couple of times when I was like, I'm just gonna shut the group down. But we were still getting members. It was like we had 300, then we had 500, then we had 1,000, then we had 1,500, and I was like, and then we hit a low. And we hit a low when I was like, I'm not going to allow promotions and stuff because it didn't make sense. And I wanted really people to come into the group and really learn about podcasting, how to build your podcast, how to build your brand, how to expand your podcast, how to deliver great content to your listeners. So in order to do that, we had to get rid of the fluff. We had to get rid of some of the stuff. You know, the background I have in engineering as a web developer is like, what works versus what doesn't work. So I try to bring that same mindset to podcasting when I work with clients, when I give recommendations in the group. And I'm not always 100% correct. I'm right most of the time, but
you like Rich.
But you know, like
he
said,
me. I don't think I'm right.
He's right most of the time. He's not always right though. He's not always right.
Like he said in Megamind, he's like, I'm right less. You know, I'm less wrong. You know, I'm not wrong, but I'm less right. Sorry. The most important part was like really educating Black people in podcasting as a business, as an actual platform. Because one of the things I was seeing was like people were just putting content out, and then they're sitting here like, well, why am I not getting the response that I expect? And I was like, we got to raise the standard. I was seeing people with bad audio, bad video, terrible content, not well thought out content, and I've even been accused of being like, the whole white supremacy thing or cooning. But it was like, at the end of the day, what works is what works. You know, so I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but I'm trying to get the standard raised so that I could be like, all right, you guys, because plenty of people have great content, they have great concept, but they're just not executing.
Right, they're not executing.
So I wanted to create a platform that helped people get to that point, as well as them still being able to be themselves, right?
Because the Black Podcast is associated. I'm sorry, but like podcasting itself, I'm hearing is like $1 billion industry. Is what I'm finding out. So there's some money here,
right.
And with what if you're doing it right, you can honestly find a lane.
Oh, right.
and that's that's what's very interesting.
You get sponsored.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You get a certain amount of followers.
So that's dope, man. That's dope.
I do have another question for you. What would you say, like, besides COVID, like as far as working with other people, because you said you had a group, right, and everything like that. What would be the biggest obstacle for you to getting something started?
When it comes to you and multiple people,
yeah.
It's not just Corey. It's Corey and all of these people that you have to kind of get on the same page.
If it's not the people, it could be something else.
It could be something.
It don't have to be the people.
So
he was implying that.
I mean, when you're working with others, is
hard.
where you know what I'm saying. Like,
it's hard.
I've learned a lot from working with you two. My two co-hosts.
Right.
I've learned a lot versus where I used to do things on my own, and it was like if I don't do it, it won't get done. But you do have two partners, so I was talking about it from that aspect.
So, real quick before you answer, Talia said, it's gotta be. I feel like COVID helped push podcasting and making it mainstream.
Oh, it definitely did. But so I'm a contrarian, right? I like to challenge things. I like to look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes it's not the most popular opinion, especially when it comes to the Black community. I'm a historian. History is one of my hobbies, just as well science is, right? But so I like to challenge things.
Just like Rich.
To answer your question,
it's giving a lot of Rich what you're saying right now.
But to answer your guys' question, so I don't know if you guys had a chance to look in the group, but I shared something from there's Nikki and Moose. That's a podcast out there, and they talk about branding and stuff. If you guys are not aware of them, I think you should check them out.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've always noticed and had a problem with Black people is we don't do business properly, and we don't do the proper structures. We don't do the proper legal stuff, and this is not a knock on Black people, because one of the things I understand is that those are expensive resources, right? To go to a lawyer and say, hey, I need you to set up a LLC while creating a partnership agreement, while doing X, Y, and Z can become very costly. which is why I'm an advocate for black people getting their kids into things like law, science, the technical stuff out there, tech and all that stuff. Because then you have it in-house, like a lot of these other cultures do.
With Haitians, there's only 3 careers that exist, and it's doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's if you don't want to be any of those things, then you're not going to be.
You can be an architect.
Well, that's
doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Architect,
that's
engineer,
it. That's the only 3 things you are allowed as a Haitian child.
I do want to get to the topics for the week, but I do have one last question for you.
Yo, you've been asking mad questions. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me.
Well, Rich has been asking mad questions, y'all.
I gotta.
Can I have a question too?
So hold on, I gotta finish my point real quick.
Oh, okay.
So like, because it's important it's just important with entrepreneurship in the black community, as well as podcasting. One of the biggest issues with podcasting is people say it has one of the lowest barriers of entry in the media space, right? You can start it with your phone, you can start it with a camera and a mic. It doesn't take a lot of money to get started. But if you're going to do it with a team, if you're going to have it with people that are going to be involved, whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the camera or in front of the mic, you got to have your paperwork straight. You got to do the LLC. You got to get the legal structure together. Me and my best friend, we got into it because I was trying to executive produce a podcast in his field, and we couldn't get past the language. We couldn't get past the agreement part, and I had to tell him I had to walk away from it because he was just being stubborn about certain things, and I'm like, dude, there's too much money in here. You mentioned it's $1 billion industry. There's a lot of ad revenue in here. The news just came out recently, speculatively. I hate to bring up his name, but Joe Rogan got a $200 million deal from Spotify.
That's what I was going to actually ask you about. But
and I want black people to understand. That's part of the reason why I started the group, to understand is the part of media is they don't find us important until we start making money in it. We saw it with movies. We saw it with TV. We saw it with hip hop. We saw it with music, rock and roll. We saw it with all these different platforms. And we have an opportunity because of COVID and because it brought podcasting to the forefront. We have an opportunity here to really capitalize and really embrace podcasting with a low barrier of entry to really control a media format that typically we help build from the ground up.
And we don't get any credit.
And typically we don't start making money till the gatekeepers have exploited and figured out how to make money off of us. Edison Research came out with a report last year, the first of its kind, the Black Podcasters Listener Report, and they found that our listeners are more inclined to support a product or brand that is promoted by a black podcaster than any other podcaster in the space. So that's an opportunity for black podcasters to,
Rich, you hear that?
Or people who want to get into the space to really capitalize off of this ad revenue.
That's dope.
I think it was like 65%, which is a high rate of return for advertising.
That's dope.
For when a black podcast host says, "Hey, go check out this," especially if it's a black-owned brand. Check out this black-owned brand. People go out there and actually listen and buy it.
Yeah.
The majority.
I heard this year was one of the biggest years for black-owned businesses. In recent history, because people went and actually purchased at the local black-owned mom-and-pop shops and online revenues and stuff like that. Like, the black-owned businesses are making a wave.
We know how to do more with less. With less. We know how to do more with less. We took that pandemic money, we flipped it like we do, and here we are now, right? So so it's important for people to understand, and it's a great medium for you to really get your voice out there. And part of the Black Podcasters Association is really to get rid of the code switching, right? You can come to us, you can be who you are, talk about what you want to talk. Yes, we're going to try to correct you and say, hey, you need to go this route, but you can still be yourself while doing that.
That's dope. That's dope.
Since you mentioned his time, since you mentioned his question, I was trying to focus less on his opinions on stuff right now on him. My next question for you was, damn, see, I lost it because of that. No, just from bullshitting. Oh yeah. So you have your own podcast, correct?
No, I do not.
You don't?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
So part of the problem is when you're building a community, it takes a lot of your time. It takes a lot of my time. Like, I'm always trying to figure out how to bring value to the members of the group. I'm always out here networking, trying to figure. One of the things about our group is I want to bring black professionals into the space. So I before we go anywhere else, I look for black professionals, whether it's in marketing, legal, audio production, or any sphere that I feel is going to bring value to our community. So that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work of coming up with ideas. I'm mainly a one-man operation.
Mm.
We have a lot of members in the group who step up and volunteer, but they have their own businesses and podcasts as
Right.
well. And you know, it's like Van Gundy or some of these other coaches in sports, right? You don't have to play the sport professionally to be good at it. You just have to understand what the
fundamentals,
fundamentals,
and
how the game works and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
What's going on, Roti and Sex?
Yo, Roti and Sex is in the building. What up, man?
You know what I mean?
Yo, and by the way, please send this out to 5 of your friends, guys. For the 20 people that are in this chat, hit that paper plane on the bottom right hand of your screen. Make sure you send this out to 5 of your friends. We have the founder of the Black Podcasters Association here. Great conversation. We're learning a lot. So make sure you guys have your friends join in, man.
I had a follow-up question if you did have a podcast, but you don't, so kind of threw me.
gosh, you can still ask.
It's really not relevant.
Well, actually, you know what? Well, some real talk though. I was told because one of the things I wanted to do with the group was I didn't allow promotion in our Facebook group because it just was like preaching to the choir, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I want people to really build organic community, listenership.
Yeah.
But we started a show called the Spotlight. You guys came a little bit after. But it was a live stream show that I did we do it through YouTube, Facebook, all those platforms. But what we wanted to do was highlight members in the group, black podcast creators, professionals. So my boy at Google was like, that's technically a podcast.
Yeah.
I have I debate about the live stream and video portion of it, but
somebody said that about us because we're live. It's not really a podcast.
I mean, look, I put a post in the group today. I was like, I hope they don't see it before I come here because we're gonna rub a little elbows on that one. But
not everybody speak your mind. Let's move on to that.
Technically,
move on to that.
Yeah, right. Let's get right to it.
And I'm gonna die on this hill.
All right, so die on it. You know what I mean?
Let's start this up.
So being an engineer, being a consultant, one of the biggest issues I have when black people come to me about starting a podcast is they want to do video, which I understand. You have Nori, you have Joe Budden, you have a lot of these celebrities that are creating these successful podcasts with a video component. Mm-hmm. But a podcast is not video.
Who made that rule?
Who made the podcast? So video. What do you mean? Hold on. Video is a vlog. It's a TV show. It's the same premise.
I see what he's saying.
Especially when you start streaming it. So it's a TV show. But however, when you take the audio of the video and you put it in an audio-only format, now you have a podcast.
So we have a podcast.
So it's okay. It's okay to have.
My man said, "Look at these right here."
It's okay to have both. I need to make sure I clarify that. It's okay to have both. But I want people, when they say that I want to start a podcast, to understand when you come to me and you say I want to do video, it's a bigger production cost. It's a bigger production. Lighting, camera angles, multiple cameras, the streaming aspect. It takes more time, takes more resources, takes more money.
Roti and Sex over here agreeing with him like, yeah.
They say he is correct.
He is correct.
He is
Definitely
correct.
not video.
The cheaper format, especially when you start in the cheaper format, is to go audio only and then work your way up. And I think that's a great plan for people to do, is work your way up to the camera.
We started audio only.
No, fortunately, we actually had a camera the whole time. Except for the very first episode.
The very first episode, right.
I want to say, my boy Avery Carter, I'm definitely going to be dropping our second episode. The episode where we talked about black facing a WNBA player.
Yeah, okay.
I have that on video.
That's dope. That's what's up.
Wait for this, y'all. Y'all got to wait this week. I got a gem for y'all.
We found some footage.
We found some footage. But do let the people know how they can find you.
Yes,
we do want to get into our topics for the week. We started a new segment. But before we get into that, Corey, let them know how they can find you. What's your website? All of that.
So if you want to become a member, we're open to all people of all levels. Whether you want to get into and get involved in podcasting, all the way up to, we have members in our group that are just getting started podcasting, all the way up to experienced veterans who've been doing this since 2009, 2012. We have people who are all levels of success in our group. You can go to blackpodcastersassociation.com, and it's affordable. We try to make it real affordable for members to join. You can go to our Instagram, theblackpodcastersassociation.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. All you gotta do is look up Black Podcasters Association, and it should come up. If you're interested in my consulting services, you can go to Black Label Podcast Studio. That's Black Label Podcast Studio on Instagram, or blacklabelpodcaststudio.com. I work out of the New York City area, but when it comes to consulting and stuff like that, I work across. I'm global, so you can always hit me up on there.
Yeah, all right. I hear that. Once again, this is Corey Gums of the Black Podcasters Association, the founder. Once again, She told me not to say CEO. It's a big difference. So I wanted to make sure I didn't say
Did
that.
I,
You know
I
what
hope
mean?
I put it right. Black
But-
Podcasters Association.com.
Yeah.
And Black Podcast Studio.
I don't know if
Black
you-
Label Podcast Studio.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure I got it right,
Man,
bro.
I'm not mad. I was
the
trying
man
to-
put it in me.
Listen, I ain't mad at
The
you,
man
bro.
said it. I got to write it
And
down.
you know what? You guys are members, so I'm glad to have you guys there, man. You guys have been asking some great questions. and
Thank you.
Your involvement is very important to me because.
What do you think? What do you think so far, Corey? Like, as you know, as skilled and as a veteran of the game, with what we got going on here, what do you think? What can we improve on? What are some of the things that you've seen that you're like, you don't like so much?
I mean, there's always room for improvement.
Of course,
You know,
always.
Even with my setup, I always try to figure out how I can get better mics, better equipment,
Okay.
how I could do things better. You know,
From a listener's from a watcher's
so,
perspective.
This is no knock on Blue Yeti, but I wouldn't use Blue Yeti mics.
Okay.
I would use dynamic mics. I think it's important for people to understand too, because when they see my setup, they want to just get it. I put a lot of money into my
Of
setup.
course.
You know, a lot of investment. You don't need to have what you see people do. All you need is a decent mic, a good camera, a good setup, a good internet connection, and you can do a lot with very little. So, I mean, telling you what you guys can improve. I mean, we could sit down and talk about that part. But
I was just
but
saying, you
there's
know,
always
he was just like,
improvement.
because I know people talked about me and Rich going back and forth sometimes, and how that was like a big thing on online, and everybody was like, yo, you guys got to chill. We're arguing with each other and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of our thing, you know, so.
Well, I can tell you from my own experience, me being here right now is not what I planned on doing, right? This is whole part of what I've learned over the past 4 or 5, 6 months actually, when I actually did my first ever presentation at Afros and Audio, was like, you know, from that point until now,
They're joining in, by the way. Shout out to Afros and Audio.
Right, I just continually, and I see Bethany.
Yeah.
I
Shout out to y'all, man.
I see Raphael.
Bethany, Afros, and Audio. You got friends? Hit that paper play.
Hit that paper play.
Send us out
You
to
know,
5 friends,
I
please.
see Experienced Jay. You know, I
Hey.
see our members out here supporting us, but.
Thank you so much.
But,
Thank you guys so much.
One thing is always looking at your past performances and saying, hey, where did I make a mistake? Where can I improve? How can, like you guys were saying, you guys go at it. You got to know when to turn that off. Know when that is interfering with the content.
Yep.
And some of that happens outside, behind the cameras, right?
Yeah.
You figure out, you got to sit down and I think communication, especially with more than one person, is very important in how you guys want to do things.
Definitely needed to work on that.
I mean, but it's a learning. You know, this is always a learning experience. I'm going to quote Bethany Hawkins, one of our members, and you know, she's been a big help for us. But she always says, your first season, you know, is where you make your mistakes. The second season should be way better. I'm paraphrasing.
I think we're actually on that path. This second season, we have not done any of that BS.
And this is a slow grind. You know, when you see YouTubers and you see people in podcasting, they didn't always start unless they were like media trained. They didn't really start like this. You just see, if you go back and listen to some of their first episodes, you will see the growth. So, I mean, I will tell you, just be patient and just work on perfecting your craft. Take the work. Oh, we have tons of workshops and trainings we do there. So capitalize on that.
Yes,
just come back together.
I definitely plan on
form
doing
like
that.
Voltron and say this is how we're going to improve.
Shout out to E for always keeping us on point when it comes to our meetings.
All right, so to get into the keep in mind as far as our topics for this
the
week,
sauce, the sauce as they call it.
Because we do want you to be part of that conversation.
Yes,
and everything like that.
And feel free to speak as candidly as you would like.
Candidly. So before I get into actual what we were discussing during the week that I would like to bring up, I do want to bring up the fact that we started a new segment. It's called Story Time with Keep in Mind.
Story Time.
Not Black Story Time. It's involved now.
You're right.
It's involved now. We would like our listeners to send in voice notes or DM us. We also have a phone number, 516-856-3762. You could always hit us up on WhatsApp. And we like people to send us, like, it doesn't have to be relationship situations. That's what we've been getting a lot lately. But it doesn't have to be relationship situations. It could be anything that you just, it was a crazy situation that happened. You made a decision, all your friends was against it. You want the opinion of, hey, how do you guys feel about it?
Right.
Or y'all dating this girl and she punched me in my mouth before we had sex. What do y'all think about that? You know what I mean? Something like, anything like that. So I posted up 3 stories this week. My personal favorite was, it was actually acted out. Somebody found it and acted it out for us.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Oh, the TikTok.
Yes, they acted it out.
It's dope. It was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Basically, dude with was chilling with a girl, went on a date. Him and the chick was gonna get freaky. Went back to the spot, started getting it on or whatever. She's doing her thing. She riding him. She gets up. After she gets up, she grabs him. She grabs him, holds him down so he won't get up. Smacks his nuts, and smiles about it. So they asked us for our opinion on this. You know what I mean? And we want to make sure that we touch base on all these different voice notes we get. So I just want, before we get to you, let me get to Jay. How would you feel about a young lady?
I feel like that probably would have been the night that I mistakenly go to jail, and it's because of a reflex, just solely based on you just slapping my nuts and me going like this, automatic, and going, my bad, oh, you're bleeding, I'm sorry. Well, and then I could get, sent out, of course, get the cops called on me, but I would not be able to sit there and watch you or have you slap my balls and think that this shit is okay. There would have to be consequences. That's just me. That's just me, though.
What about you? What about you, Corey?
I don't know.
Are you into that type of stuff? Like,
I'm not.
You said you don't know. You know what I mean? So just like a little.
I'm good about this.
You know what I mean?
Great feeling.
Let me smack these nuts real quick.
Smack these nuts some more. Like, what the fuck?
Listen. But,
I mean, I'm probably like, there will probably be some inadvertent reaction to it.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
That's no joke. That shit hurts.
Thank you, Tanya. It's assault. It is assault.
It's assault.
Okay?
Hold on.
I mean, just a graze of it, just be like, yo, chill.
So Big Cloud Jones is behind the camera right now, y'all.
Yeah.
And Big Cloud Jones said, "Call the cops." So young ladies out here, out there in the audience, please let me know if you was in bed with a man. He he doing his thing. You know what I mean? In the motion, he gets up, and when he gets up, he just backhands your clit, like pow. He just
and stares at you.
It smiles.
It just stares at you.
He just smacks your clit.
Hold on, yo, Bethany, chill, son, chill, Bethany.
What she say? What Bethany say? The night I go to jail.
Nah, she said when the light-skinned brothers get red.
Yeah. When the light-skinned brothers get red.
That's Jack Daniels. That's what it was.
Chino Bodega said it's only funny if she screams turkey check.
Turkey check. Of course, leave it to Chino Bodega.
Wait, hold on. Experience J said, wait, a little slap might not be that bad.
Yo, you see? Because there are some
Who
people.
is Experience J? Is that a young lady?
That's one of my members.
There are some people out there who's into this BDSM.
Listen, Experience J said she might like her clit smacked a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Pow!
Wow.
Sit down!
You never know. You gotta do it one time.
You never know till you do it one time.
I think Mr. Ross said the same thing about eating ass, and I still have yet to do that.
Listen.
But I'm still contemplating.
I definitely, when I was going down on a young lady who had a rather fatter vagina, have gone poop, poop, real quick. Not a pow, but like a pop, pop. Like they like that shit surprisingly. You know what I mean? It's like,
yo, all right, yo,
yeah, pop, pop, pop.
Yo, so I have a question based on what we just asked. Have y'all ever, and this is for everybody in the room, have y'all ever did something while having sex, intercourse, that was new? It was new for you, it was new for that person, and how did they react? Like, did you do something new in the bedroom at one point, and you tried this for the first time?
Oh.
You didn't know what kind of reaction you were gonna get, and what was the reaction?
I tried anal for the first time, like a few, mad years back. No, let me say this correct. I tried anal successfully for the first time at the age of 25. So this was a while ago, and I never did it again.
And she didn't ask you for it. You just
no.
went
What's
in?
funny is that it was the young lady I tried on the first time. It was the young lady I tried on the first time when I was 19.
Didn't work.
It did not work. She screamed, "Oh, bloody murder!" You know what I mean? And then no, seriously, bad.
Chino Bodega says she must be a Greco-Roman wrestler. Go ahead.
Rich is a dirty dog. Yo, bro, I'm not a dirty dog. I just said it was one time. I did that shit one time.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work the first time. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not something that I personally want to engage in. You know what I mean? Like, it's not for me. But I remember the first time I did try it or whatever, the young lady was, "Oh, I can do it now. Try me out." So I'm like, all right. I never did it before. I'm going to try one time. And it was, I I don't know. I would always rather. In my mind, the whole time I kept on.
You know what? Nigga said Rich had jail sex. Yo, you my bitch for the day. Come here. Well, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that I tried that was interesting, and it ended up being successful. I remember trying. I blew in a chick's a vagina and squeezed all the air out and kind of did that for a little bit.
You did a queef?
Yeah, I made her queef.
You made her queef.
Yeah, I was making her queef, and she was like, "What are you doing?" But after a while, she was like, "Keep doing it." I was like, "Oh,
hold on. I didn't eat no chili.
this worked out."
Talk about, yo, they going crazy in the comments right now.
Of course.
I didn't have no chili dog. I didn't eat no chili.
Oh, shit.
I didn't deal with none of that. I didn't eat no booty or nothing. Like, listen.
My man, the chili dogs. No, yo, y'all are disgusting.
Yes,
bro.
correct. I did try it twice. I tried it when I was 19, or 18 or 17. One of those days. I know I was in high school. You know what I mean? I know I was like in my last year of high school, and then again when I seen her much later at like 25. But anyway,
So she was a seasoned veteran by then.
clearly she was. Clearly she was, because she said
she went to the league?
She said, "Come try me out."
Audience members, everybody, Mr. Raw, was there something that you tried for the first time and it ended up being successful, unsuccessful?
The first time I ever put a finger in a girl's booty was by accident. Like, I was laying with the girl, and like I was trying to fit, like she was laying on me, and my hand was around. I was trying to finger her.
So you were fucking? You just fingered her booty?
No, like she was just listen, hold on.
She
was
was
laying
sitting
with
there,
me, like on me, and my hand was like around her back, like grabbing, reaching,
trying to get in.
But like while I'm fingering her, she's getting wet, and I noticed she kept adjusting herself, and then it kept sliding towards her booty. So listen, so I'm like, so what I did was I stopped moving my finger at all, and just let her
guide herself.
And she guided it into the booty.
Oh, she wanted it there.
That's what I'm saying.
She was asking for it there, and it worked out.
Why y'all not having sex? She just want her ass fingered.
It's foreplay. We playing around. We laying
did
down.
y'all get into it after?
Yeah, we got into it after.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, just on a regular day, like, hey, baby. Alright, I'm like,
Just grind up on his finger real quick.
On a regular day too, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Before work.
take that.
Wait, Fox Hilly said fingers in the booty always a vibe. Yo,
Oh, shit. Fingers in the booty always a vibe. I didn't know this.
yo, Chino Bodega
I know
said.
during sex.
Chino Bodega said the first time I teabagged someone, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and started crying, laughing.
I believe that, yo.
Teabagging is such a funny thing, yo.
It is. It really is.
Teabagging.
To see yourself doing
it's like
it.
you're demoralizing someone, and they're asking to be demoralized. Like, what are you?
Watch me drop.
Why am I dipping my nutsack into your mouth? This is crazy.
Teabagging, and even when I'm getting head and the girl like puts my whole dick across her face, I'm just like, you nasty little young lady. You know?
I'll never get into spitting.
Huh? Oh no, spitting I can't do.
Spitting.
Spitting. That's a good question.
You spit. Yo, you spit on me, bro.
No.
The only place you're allowed to spit is while you're doing your thing down there, and you can spit all you want, but do not spit on me, on my face, in my mouth. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, listen. I had a young lady.
Like people who like to exchange spitting.
I had a young lady ask me to ask. I remember I had a young lady.
That's too much.
Turn around. Yeah, that's too much Pornhub.
Yo, people watching too much porn.
When they turn around, she be like, ah. I had to go literally turn around and go, ah. And I said, what are you doing? She's like, spit in my mouth. I was like, no. No.
Rich didn't know anything about the bowling ball trick. Yo.
Listen. I know about the bowling ball. You know, I put my hand back there.
Yo,
just now when I'm just laying. I don't start off foreplay with ass fingering.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
I'm
That's what I heard.
I'm not even really a
I can't even
fan.
do it.
I'm not even
2
really
in the pink, 1 in the stink.
I'm not even.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, it's live long and prosper. I think. Yeah. But I'm not even a fan of really putting my finger in your butt. I kind of just like putting pressure on your butthole and like in that area between your vagina and your butt. That's where the G spot is.
And
anyway.
just kind of rubbing.
Yeah,
right. It's just kind of rubbing.
I'm
that
not
in a
really
circular
into the
motion
whole
for
my
a word.
finger because, like I said, the first time I tried anal successfully, in my mind the whole time I'm thinking when this condom comes out,
It's gonna be covered in shit.
it's gonna be dirty, and I'm done with this after that. Fortunately, that did not happen.
Chili dog. That's what they say.
Okay.
Chili dog. Shit kebab. Yeah.
Shit kebab. I get it now.
Shit kebab.
Fortunately, no, she really was a seasoned vet, and she came ready, and she.
Oh my God.
She was ready. Like there was nothing. You know what I mean? That shit was nuts. He said that shock jock.
E. Do we want to share back here? Do we want to share something that we've tried, something that you had tried on you that you ended up not knowing? No, I mean it's okay if y'all don't want to share. Plead the fifth.
Yeah, Chino.
Chino got anything?
Chino Bodega said, "Rich, grow the fuck up. You need to fist someone."
Yo, I've never fisted. I've never fisted. But I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to though. But I've never fisted.
Oh no, Chino coming on the show soon. Don't worry.
Yo, Chino Bodega, man, you know I love you. Big Bob, my nigga. I never even met this dude, and this is my guy, bro. Shout out to you, Chino Bodega. Listen, thank you guys for being in here again. Please hit that paper plane. You see what is going on here. We're having good, fun conversations about anything.
No,
send us to 5 of your friends.
Stop, Talia.
Make sure you get 5 of your friends up in here.
No, I refuse. Yo, unpin the
leave the stories.
Talia, nobody. No, fingers in the ass do not go both ways.
It does not.
And
It does not.
At least not for us. For those that it does go for,
not for the
more power for them. More power for them.
You know, not for any dogs I run with. I mean, if you like that, that's fine. That's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to you.
Yeah. Everybody responded to us and Talia, no the fucking dog.
Everybody's getting on Talia right now, bro.
Our beautiful says someone tried sucking my toes and I almost kicked them in the face. Oh, see?
I love sucking toes.
What? You do?
I love sucking toes, bro.
I mean, it happens.
I love sucking toes. What? What?
I sucked the,
where else do you put the chocolate syrup? Where else do you put the whipped cream?
On her titties.
Oh, look at regular degular Mr. Rich over here on her titties. Oh my God.
Hey man.
Put it on her titties, guys. No, you put it on her toes, bro. And you suck the shit out of her toes.
Listen. All right, listen. To each their own. I'm not saying. Listen, it's not like
ew, feet. Come on, Talia.
It's not like I never sucked toes before. I'm just saying it's not like my go-to choice. It's not like I'm gonna be like, ooh, guess what, baby? Chocolate syrup.
I am going to.
It's going down tonight.
This little piggy went in my mouth.
Go wash them feet. You know what I mean? Like it's not. You
better make sure you put that scrub on there. You better make sure you scrub them.
It's not like that for me. For me, I enjoy eating vagina. So I'm going to lather your vagina up in some chocolate on the outside.
That sounds like a
yeah, when you say it like that, you make it sound so icky. I love eating vagina.
Vagina what?
Vagina goes with, don't say chocolate though.
Pregnancy? Pussy.
Yeah, you eat pussy, bro. All right, you don't eat vagina.
I love. All right.
Come on, man.
All right, so as I was trying to say, wait. Pedicure toes is on the menu. Oh,
hey.
Chino Bodega said pedicure toes on the menu.
Because a real hood motherfucker knows, bro. Pedicure toes is on the menu, bro. What? Summertime, your shits is white.
Fox Illy said. Fox Illy. Fox Illy is a baddie. Fox Illy says when a man wants to put his mouth on every part of your body, it's a super turn on.
I'm saying.
I understand that, and I'm not saying I'm not against,
except for the booty hole.
Except for the booty hole.
For the booty hole, yeah. Not ready for the booty hole.
As I said, I'm not against toe sucking. It's just not my go-to. You know what I mean? But I did have another story that we wanted to discuss. A young lady. It was her birthday. You guys can also you can check out all these stories on our page. They're in our reels. If you do want to send a reel, like I said, it has to be under a minute. You don't have to repin it.
Before you start, if you are, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to eat booty hole, make sure that they have a Taboo hygiene stick ready in hand. Go to shoptaboo.com right now. Shoptaboo.com. Order yourself a Taboo hygiene stick. It's for your booty. It's for your body. It's for every single area for both men and women. Gender neutral. Go pick yourself up a hygiene stick. Use the code KIM, that is KIM, to get some percentage off your first stick, all right? So please, go to shoptaboo.com, order yourself a hygiene stick. Make sure your booty hole is ready for when somebody got to go and collect groceries, as they say.
Collect groceries. Wow. That sounded next level disgusting. So you pick up groceries when you go eat booty? Nigga.
You gotta eat the booty like groceries,
You don't pick up groceries?
Listen.
So you don't want to eat after?
Listen.
You did have a lot to eat. You just just want to eat a little bit.
That was too much.
Beautiful said it's the ad for me. Go ahead, bro.
No, that was a lot. That was a lot.
I don't know how I feel about hygiene stick and booty hole.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think nobody wants to taste taboo though.
It gotta be fresh.
Oh, that's cause you haven't tasted it yet. That's because you haven't tasted it yet. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, y'all.
Because you haven't tasted it yet.
Oh.
Anyway,
You know?
Go ahead.
so as I was saying, so we I would like to know y'all the ladies' opinion on this one. So a young lady expressed on our page that she went on it was her birthday. She was dating some guy. Like, I guess she was dating the guy on and off. I guess clearly she had a reason for saying what she said, because she said the guy offered to take her out for her birthday, wanted to take her out to dinner, but she was a little hesitant, but decided to go anyway. When she goes on her birthday, mind you, she goes on her birthday, and while on the date, they order their meals or whatever.
He said.
No,
babe,
hold on.
He said you could get whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Get whatever you'd like to get.
She ordered all of that, and then
She still kept it funky.
after she orders and everything like that, he goes, I don't really have money to pay for this. I just want to hang. I just want to see you. So
Yo, Beat Cracker and Soup says, Corey, take a drink or 10. What you doing? You out here empty-handed.
So I want to know from. Let's start off with Hetty 4. Let's start off with Hetty 4 underscore. Hetty 4 underscore. How would you react to that?
She just wants to see me act a fool.
Apparently, he just wanted a meal, so I would just pay for it.
You buy the meal?
I would buy the meal.
On your birthday.
Listen, I gotta go. I don't got time to be there. I'm gonna buy him
Wow.
a meal. At the end of the day, he wanted a free meal. He got his free meal, and I'm done. Don't call me.
Don't call me.
Blocked. Everything. So, I mean, at the end of the day, listen, I'm not gonna leave him stranded. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
It's your
good.
birthday.
That is, you are an archangel.
You have to
Jesus
understand.
Christ.
So you have to understand. I'm a mom, right? So I think about people that
Foxy Lee said,
either
"Excuse
don't
me."
eat, they don't eat, or if he's my color, if he's black, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna pay for that? Is he gonna sit there in the restaurant? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So
what
you have a heart,
so at
girl.
the end of the day, I'm gonna pay for it.
If
you're not,
You have it
gonna
all.
pay
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh,
That's
she
fine by
is.
me, but I pay
She's
for it.
different. She's different.
I mean,
Well, speak up. Speak up.
Though.
This is Ayana, everybody.
Hey.
He said, order whatever you want.
That's what I had to put that. I had to put that in there. Rich was about to not say that. He said, "Yo, get whatever you like. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. You paying? Get what you want. I get it.
You should have said, "Hey, baby, get what you can afford."
Yo, Goldie's podcast says, am I saying that right?
Go Ladies.
Go Ladies podcast. I'm sorry. I always leave the house with enough money to pay, but we will never go out again.
There you go.
That's dope. Listen,
I respect
the ladies
that.
in here are.
By the way,
thinking about
make
it.
sure you
It's female though, so like.
You're right.
I'm uber petty. I would order the food for myself, and you just watch me eat.
But you didn't know that until after the fact.
Listen.
Right after y'all sat there, y'all ordered y'all
Waiter,
food.
you can take the plate back.
For
He's
all-
gonna wash dishes tonight.
Listen.
For all of y'all out there,
We
please,
going Dutch anyway, but still.
please hit that paper plane. Send this out to 5 of your friends.
Anyway.
Listen. E, how would you feel if a gentleman did that? Because you could have got a free meal from somebody.
Do y'all know?
No. I guess he didn't. You know.
Johnny knows how. They
He
know
doesn't
how
know
I
With the
feel.
whole month, so she ain't
I
that's not
celebrate the whole month of May.
And she hardly pays for anything the whole month.
Okay.
Okay. So in that month of
I
your
would do
birthday.
the same thing Helene would do.
Oh, wow.
Ladies. I'm
Wow.
gonna pay the check. I'm gonna wish you
Wow.
a farewell. I'm gonna keep my vagina to myself.
That's it.
You
You
can
Y'all
do
ladies
what
are
you
different.
want.
So what they're losing out on is vagina.
Oh, they're losing out on everything. I'm done.
Yeah,
The
they're not even
block,
anyway.
deleted, everything. Done. You gotta do that on my birthday.
I like she says keeping the vagina to herself.
Yeah, I keep it to
like
myself.
that. That's what you're doing it for. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
That's true. That is very true. That's very true.
What you wanted.
Yeah, I'm
That's
keeping it.
very true.
But I will pay because we have to, like she said, we're a couple, we're out. I'm not gonna do a whole big ghetto scene.
Yeah,
Well, she paid for her meal,
No,
which I respect
which is, I
that
respect
she did.
that. I do. I
She
respect
paid for
that.
her meal and said he's gonna figure his
No,
out.
I
He's gonna
respect-
he's gonna figure his own meal out.
Oh, you better send us some text messages. We got Venmo, Cash App. You get that money instantly, bro.
Check, please.
Y'all
No
know I am
problem.
on
I'm paying.
I'm
check.
gonna pay it
I'm
and then I'm
dead.
out. Delete, block, all of that.
All right, well, now let's do this vice versa for men. It's your birthday.
I already told you what I'll do.
You get.
I'm eating by myself. Porterhouse steak. She on her own.
Wait, let's flip it though. Hold on, can I just say one thing, Rich? Because
She
for
on her
men,
own.
it wouldn't be about the meal. It
And I'ma
would be
sit
about
there.
the assumption that you're gonna get some and
yes.
you don't. So flip the scenario.
What do you mean?
So
I mean, that's all right. We can talk about that. That's fine.
right.
Let's
So
flip that.
Do it that way.
If I'm on a date and a girl takes me out for my birthday,
Right. And
Yeah.
you're assuming that it's gonna happen that night.
I'm
right?
assuming it's gonna happen that night, and she spends money on me and takes me out and doesn't give me the cooch. That's not even possible. That's not. Is that
But what
real?
would you do is the
Is that?
question.
I'm just joking.
What would you do?
I would enjoy the meal and be like, thanks, give you a hug.
And then after that,
Later,
After that, what would you
beat my meat or holler at another chick.
Would you keep talking to her? Is the question.
Tell me out there. I'm gonna keep talking to her.
I'm gonna beat my
Famous words of Chris Rock. That's vagina in the glass. It's gonna happen eventually.
Listen.
And then what's the beat?
It's keep breaking case of emergency. You know.
And I'm gonna tell you. All right. As far as contacting, I'm sorry. I thought you meant as far as my release for the
No,
night.
no.
My release for the
I don't
night.
even know anything about that.
Okay.
As far
Okay.
as
Okay, I'm sorry.
Will you still try to talk to her?
As far as still talking to her, because you change the context from sex to you paying for my
That's
meal.
what's important to y'all.
Yeah, but
we talk about what's important to
you don't
the
owe me vagina compared to if you take me out and say you're taking me out for my birthday. I would. It's not that you owe it to me. It's more so you invited me out for dinner. Like,
Right.
okay, so that's why.
That's on the menu?
Huh? No, pussy's not on the menu.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still gonna talk to you if you don't give me pussy.
Oh, okay, got
But
to
if you-
your meal.
But no, it's not about,
Pussy's always on the menu,
no.
right?
It's not because you paid for my meal.
I'm just saying.
You
Let's
changed
keep
it.
it funky. We gonna keep it funky in the show. Pussy's always on the menu, all right? It's whether or not you want to give it. That's okay. You don't want to give it. That's fine right now. But it's always on the menu. I'm always ready.
Hold on,
That's
Chino,
what I'm saying.
Chino Bodega said to all y'all ladies, so not on a birthday, but on a Tuesday, it's cool. Noted. And he
Shout out to you,
put a
Chino.
pen and pad.
Yo, that's why I'm based with Chino Bodega,
He's
bro.
coming.
That's why I'm
He's
based
coming.
with Chino
Huh?
Bodega, bro. Yo, the day we have Chino Bodega up here, man, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be
God,
crazy.
he's funny. But
It's gonna be crazy.
but no, personally, just to take it back to the original question, if a girl invited me out for my birthday, I'm not even thinking about sex. But as far as the whole payment thing, you invited me out to eat, and when we get there, we order our food, and you say, "Yo, I don't got no money to pay." I'm gonna look at you like, I'm me personally. I'm going to ask personally. So what?
I know he was gonna do that. He was gonna like, so I think Rich is gonna take off his glasses and go. So, please explain this to me. Explain this to me.
I'm the kind of guy I am. I'm gonna call Black and Jerry and be like, "Yo, my nigga."
In the bathroom, he be like, yo,
The logic is just not there.
That's so true. That's so true.
I would be flabbergasted
Absolutely.
at the idea of you inviting me out.
Utterly
Yeah, I'm
confused.
never see her again. So.
No, then I would never. No,
You're right.
You took
You're
it to
right. No,
vagina.
you guys are right.
But
You
see,
guys are right.
you took it to vagina. You took it to having sex. If you take me out for my birthday, and we hang out or whatever and everything like that, right? If you take me out for my birthday and we hang out, you pay for my meal and everything like
Yeah,
that.
and that's that.
And even if I pay for myself,
Right.
whatever it may be, if you don't give me pussy, you just didn't give me pussy. Like
That's a normal day.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a normal day.
That's a great gesture. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Right.
you to enjoy my birthday.
my
with me.
homegirl.
Yeah, exactly. She my homegirl.
Oh, well, when Rich calls them
Guys, forget
homegirls,
about
when Rich calls them homegirls, it's a different meaning. My Eddie Four underscore will tell you. Eddie Four underscore will
You
tell
have
you.
to change my name. I'm
Yeah. He was like, oh, my homegirl. And she was like, who?
She said, I'm not your homegirl.
I'm not your homegirl.
Fuck your homegirls. I'm like, listen,
Don't do that.
I'm not doing any. I'm not. Well, I don't have any homegirls
I think
anymore.
it's different for guys because the pussy comes, it comes, right?
Yeah.
You're always prepared for it, but if it doesn't happen, it's like, all right, well,
Yeah, I'm not.
I know why.
Angelina Jolie
Yeah, right.
and Pamela Anderson. Y'all about to have fun. That's it. That's all. That's it.
Wait, what Fox Haley said? This is why it's important to date in your tax bracket. Facts. Fox Haley's right. Dating your tax bracket. So that way.
But how do you know somebody's tax bracket? That's the problem.
I mean, when you
always
date-
have with that.
And that way-
Hold on. Somebody's tax
The
bracket,
higher
bro.
you go up in the tax bracket, the cheaper they get.
Talk about that.
Not for dinner.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
No, not just for dinner, bro.
No, that's
They would
no,
straight
no.
tell it. They would
All
straight
right.
tell a chick,
Okay.
yo, I'm gonna pay you
Okay.
$100 right now. You get your drinks. But if you're not giving me ass, it's I'm not
Oh,
giving
okay, that's
Like
what
when
I
you
mean.
get
It's
rich,
like,
bro.
it's like Benihana's
Yeah.
and Peter Luger.
Yeah, exactly.
We going to
exactly.
Benihana's.
It changes.
Listen,
it
no.
changes.
We're not gonna talk about
Listen,
Are we going to Benihana's?
Listen.
$50.
Me personally, I've been broke all my life. So when I got a little money, I take you somewhere
Little
nice.
hot sake.
You know what I mean?
Taurus and you, Rich. Tell them.
Yo,
I take you somewhere nice.
Peter Luger's
Nice.
the
You know what I mean?
We doing something tonight.
We do it. Yo, Peter, my man said Peter Lucas. We doing something tonight.
I grew up, like I said, once again, I grew up broke. So when I got money, I take you somewhere nice. And we go.
Say.
You can get the value meal.
You know what I mean? Exactly. We turning up.
Hey, bro.
We turning up.
We went from McDonald's to Wendy's.
So me personally,
So Shaw says Jewish mentality.
I could never be
respect
okay with that, and I'm pretty sure y'all on the same wave. Y'all not okay with the idea of a woman taking you out, offering to take you out.
Oh, hell
it.
yeah.
I feel good. But I mean, it's different.
No,
Yeah,
not
it's
offering to take you out,
different.
but but telling you at dinner. Oh, I don't got no money. to
It's
pay for
different
this.
for me. You know, my money is my wife's money. My wife's money.
Well, I don't accept that from
Different.
anybody, whether it's one of my boys or a lady. If you see we going out and you tell me all of a sudden you ain't got no money, we got a problem. Because we shouldn't be going out.
Speaking on that, right? Oh, that's what.
That's what Netflix is for.
Yo, listen. Speaking on that, right?
See why they want to get to look at him.
Your friend.
You see how I open up? You see how wrong? Yeah, I'm going for the crown, baby. I'm going for the crown.
That's hilarious.
Speaking on that, right? Back.
I mean, that's what Netflix and chill is for,
Wait,
right? You ain't got no
True
money,
You
bro.
says it sounds like
Hey,
she
check
was
the
never
short.
playing him close and probably finally said she'll go out for her birthday, and then he decided to be petty.
Exactly.
Petty or not, nigga.
Fox Illy says men with long money will always be. Wait, Fox Illy says men with long money will always be willing to spend money on you when they know you're a woman with long money too.
Big facts.
Okay, I can
facts.
respect that. I'm
Big
just
facts.
saying, like, how
That's
do you
because it's
know?
called Dutch.
Big facts. No. I will agree with that. I will agree with that.
She got money, I got money, we good.
I would agree with that. You know why?
Tinder
You know why I agree with that?
He has
Because
money.
when we was out in Vegas, the young ladies we were chilling with had money, and when they bought drinks, we were like, me and Jerry were like, listen, we cannot let them buy drinks, and we don't buy no motherfucking
We
drinks.
can't. They can't buy us out, bro. They can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't have
I'm
it.
not competing with
I
that.
couldn't
No,
have
it's not
it.
about competing. No.
It's not.
Girls
It's
not buying drinks.
No, their purse is bottomless. Don't get me
You want to buy
wrong.
drinks? I'm drinking.
No. I'm just saying. Listen.
Yo,
I'm an equal opportunity drinker, yo. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
Listen.
yo, Corey.
Buy me a drink. Fuck it, yo.
Listen.
Yo, this is a savage right
He's
here.
at the founders world
That's
right
what
now.
my rap name used to be.
Savage.
Yes.
You see?
85%. 5% gave me that name.
Yo, that's dope. That's all right. My man knows his hip hop.
Listen. I personally feel like
That's why I can't drink.
if a young lady,
Listen, I love this.
if I'm out at a group thing and a young lady buy the round of drinks, I feel obligated that I have to buy a round of drinks.
around
That's
the
just
drinks.
me.
I feel me
That's
too.
toxic
Me too.
masculinity.
No, it's not.
That's not toxic.
You,
I don't think
Mr.
that's-
Moore, talk about toxic masculinity.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Not me, because it's a party over here. We all get drunk.
That is toxic. Okay, wait.
Shine the woman.
Guys,
In 1995, it didn't matter what year it
Corey,
was.
look-
Wait, I'm going to add. Yeah, Corey, look at your phone. I'm gonna ask, guys,
I already know
if you are in a group setting, ladies, if you're in a group setting and you're willing to buy a round of drinks, do you expect to be able to buy a round of drinks constantly throughout the evening, or do you expect that somebody else at some point will pick up a round of drinks?
They bought around
A round of drinks for the
Yes!
people that they're with.
Oh, okay.
For us.
I
yeah.
thought you meant like you saw them at a table by around.
No.
You gotta get by.
No.
Bro, no, all right. It's
No.
two chicks that like we treated them like little sisters basically the whole time we were there. You know what I mean? Or
Yo,
whatever you
Gene
wanna
Gray
call it.
says women on a girls trip spend money like drug dealers, and that is a truth, bro. That is an actual fact. Please put the heart
I've
emoji.
been
I'm
said they
sending out the
purses
heart
are
emoji.
bottomless. The purses are bottomless at brunch, just like the mimosas, and when they're on vacation. I don't know what happens.
Brunches is where
I
women.
get free shit everybody.
Whatever you want to call it, it's bottomless. Bottomless purse is called. Bottomless purse from 1 to 4.
Yep.
But you know why, right? You know why, right?
Why?
That's all the money they save.
Dave, from going on dates with the niggas, well, we're paying for this shit. I know.
Yo, that's
I
so
know
true.
this for a fact.
That's so
Niggas
true.
can't splurge on brunch with their niggas because they
But yo,
spend it throughout the week with their girls.
That's crazy.
Speaking on brackets and speaking on friends, speaking of people.
Hold up, guys. Hold up,
guys. Speaking on people in brackets and all that, and you know, I had something that I was talking about with Mr. Raw and Jay 2 days ago about people like starting your own business since we have you here, and having people try to get discounts all the time.
Talk about it.
If someone really a friend, oh shit,
Well,
damn,
that's party over.
that's the liquor.
Go ahead.
So
Because this is a good one.
So I want to know for everybody out there, if you've ever had a business of your own or were selling something, candy bars, whatever it may be, and you had a friend that kept every time they wanted something from you and they knew you provided that service, always act for a discount. Is that really support? Is that really a friend?
Is that really a friend? Corey, go
I want to know Corey.
Yeah,
I want to know your
yes,
opinion
we
first.
wanted to know your opinion first. Absolutely.
So, I've had multiple businesses. I've tried to do multiple entrepreneurship activities and stuff. As a web developer, I've had
Give him
friends
that
ask
back.
me questions and go somewhere else. In regards to discounts, I think it's relative to whatever's going on, right? So I have clients that I have that consistently come to me for editing. Editing is expensive, so because I have clients that keep coming back, I give them a discount. I don't know, like with friends. I mean, I have an issue with like the whole support thing.
Your friends don't support you. You can say it. Go ahead. The people you know don't support
Keep
you.
it funky, bro.
Keep it funky.
Keep it funky.
Fuck them niggas.
There we go. Keep it
Hold on. Real talk.
Real
I'm a
talk.
capitalist, and you know, do I consider it disrespectful? Somebody comes to me and asks me for a discount.
Yes.
No, I don't.
I do.
Yes.
No, I don't.
No, I'm saying yes, I do.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Let him say what?
Look, before you
I want
answer,
to know why.
all right. So you actually want to know before you continue. All right. For me,
Okay.
for me personally, I find it disrespectful because it's like, yo, bro, you don't ask Prada and Louis Vuitton for a discount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to go look for a coupon, that's fine, because you going for a coupon makes you search the web and makes my name more populated on the internet. So you're helping me out either way. But if you compare to coupon is different from a discount.
Talk
Now,
about it,
granted,
bro.
if I work with if I know you can have a service that's gonna help me, for example, Mr. Raw. Recently, we going to Puerto Rico. We got like this whole campaign we're gonna do out there in Puerto Rico.
Word.
Look out for that.
Look out for that, y'all.
We working with Mr. Raw as far as merchandising and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Raw knows I support everything he's been doing since we were in high school.
Which is why I say friends and family do support.
You know what I mean? So I've been supporting him since high school.
Right.
If he has something that I see that I like, I'm buying it, and he knows that. So as a good businessman, he gives me a discount without me asking. When I ask to buy something from you, do I ever ask for a discount?
Never.
You just give me one because you know
Yeah, exactly.
it's gonna keep. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's disrespectful as his friend to say, "Yo, I know you worked hard on this. It cost you $15 to do this. Now I'm asking you to let me get it for 18 when you're charging everybody else 25. So you're not making no profit off of that.
But what's the long game?
The long game, like I said,
No, hold on. What's the long game? You gotta, every customer that comes to you, you have to figure out what's the long game. You know, one of my customers is one of my biggest supporters is a white lady, right? But what's the long game? It might be a year before she hits me back up and says, "Hey, I need to do this service." I automatically give her a discount. But when somebody comes to you, somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I want to start a podcast. I need you to do editing and recording services." I'm expensive. I already know that. But what's the long game? I have to ask myself, for each client that comes along, what's the long game? If you come to me and you have a really thought out plan, you have your structure in place, my question I have to ask myself is, how do I keep this income coming in continuously?
I don't disagree.
So if a friend comes to me and I know that they got their shit together, and I see they have a whole plan, they have a whole structure, they did the LLC, they did the trademark, they have a business plan, they have a marketing plan, I have to ask myself, is this discount worth it? Do I give them a 10%, 30%, 40%, 50%? Because at the end of the day, if they're building a business, I understand that as my own business, that the money comes in spurts, right? I'm not at the point where I'm constantly just bringing in money hand over fist.
I get you.
So I have to look at it and say, here's somebody who wants to start a podcast. They have a great idea. They have a great concept, and I see the long game in this, and I see they have a plan for the long game. I'm going to give you a discount. Hold on. Editing services for me alone might cost you over $2,000 for a 13-season episode.
Okay.
So I might say, give me $1,500.
A 13-episode season.
That's what he said.
No, 13.
I might say, give me
episode.
$1,500.
Oh, you're right.
You know what?
You're right. That's what he said.
Because they might say to me, I'm going to do 4 seasons in 1 year. So 1,500 times 4 is what?
6,000.
Thank you. Because that Jack Daniels was talking, so my math was completely
off.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Hold on. Let me ask y'all this. Hold on. No.
I'm not you finish.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
what I
this.
said though. I'm just letting you know.
It's 6,000 more than 2,000. It's 6,000 more than 2,500.
Of course.
So if I say give me 2,500 with no discount, and I have a potential to make $6,000 over the course of the year, because I provide a good. I don't just provide a service. I provide an extra service.
I see. Okay.
And I give you a high standard where you're like, I got to come back for more because I can't replace this person.
But see,
I give you the value. That's the most important part of the conversation about discounts.
I agree.
Is what value am I giving my customers?
But that's what I said to you. That's why I said. That's why everything you said I didn't disagree with. One thing that you changed about what I said was they're asking for a discount compared to you giving it because you see the value.
That's fine.
Oh no, giving it because you see the value is different. Nick sees the value in me, so you get what I'm saying. You changed what I said.
Look, hold on. I'm not a religious person, but people ask God to give them $1 million every day, and they don't get it.
No, of
you
course
can
not.
ask all you fucking want to.
Yeah, of course.
But it's up to me to decide whether I'm going to work with you
or not. But that's why I asked you. Is it disrespectful when
because once you start saying it's disrespectful, you add an emotion to something that you shouldn't add emotion to.
Oh, okay.
Your business
that I
person.
like.
Oh.
That I like.
Wow.
What is my goal
That I like.
as a
That I like.
business?
Yo,
That I
Corey
like.
has
That-
vision. He's playing
that
the
I
long
like.
game.
That I like. That I like.
Like, okay, for instance, the
That I
Black
like.
Podcasters Association,
That I
if
like.
you look at what we provide versus what we charge you to become a member of our community, what we provide alone in the first 3 months of you being
Pays
a
for
member.
itself three times over.
Exactly.
Pays for itself 3 times.
And I've been told I'm not charging enough. But for me, is what is the value I want to give to the people, the members of the group, versus what I want to put in my pocket. The question I also had to have with that,
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
the question I also had to have was, do I want to nickel and dime my members,
Right.
or do I want to give them what they need to give and build the brand first, and then say, hey, because Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all of them.
Yo.
Even though they said,
I'll tell you about the hearts.
Yeah, the hearts are going up.
Even
What's the long game?
you know,
On the t-shirt,
I watched
Corey.
the House of Gucci, the movie, right? They talked about how the father who started it was poor. He was a shoemaker or something like that, and how he built the brand and how the family took over the brand. It's a slow grind. You're building a brand versus you taking the money now.
Ooh.
100%.
Ooh.
And part of the problem with black people,
Corey with
here
the
we go
gems.
here we go with the contrary point.
Gems.
Part of the problem with black people is we want we're so especially in 2022, in the past couple of years, because we see these people out here. Drake has been building his brand for almost a decade now.
Absolutely.
50's at the 20-year mark.
Y'all see he made that way from that power.
Yeah, no, he looks like he's good.
He's a
Wait,
wild
50
guy.
looks like he's good. All right, 50's eating
50
well.
don't look like he's good. 50's been good since Get Rich and Die Trying.
Yeah, he been good.
But here's the problem: 50 understood the game just like everybody else.
Emmett Dre put him
They
on.
got some money
You like
in
our
the
Emmett
game.
Dre? You know what I'm saying?
Is that it was the brand? It was the brand first. It's the brand first. So for instance,
And then the price.
so for instance, in the podcasting space, one of the fastest growing
They're
markets.
loving you right now in the
One
chat,
of the
bro.
fastest growing markets is 13 to 21
Podcasting?
in podcasting.
Really?
They have the time for that?
Exactly. That's why you have to understand.
13 to 21.
That's why we have to
and
understand math. We have to understand statistical math, and we have to understand technology. Because when you see that data come across your table, you're like, "Hold up! I'm able to make a fucking move." Because why would I target the 35 to 45 or 35 above when the fastest growing market in podcasting is 13 to 21?
Ooh.
By the way,
Hold on. Here's the problem.
Check out my gaming page.
I'm gonna tell anybody who's creating a fashion brand, who's creating any type of brand, That is the market you want to hit, because just like me, when 1981, 1982, I was playing with G.I. Joes and Transformers and all that stuff. When I had my son in 1999, guess what he liked? G.I. Joes, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, my son is all into Sonic and Spider-Man right
almost
now.
20 years.
Dopest thing ever.
Sonic and Spider-Man.
That's what they ended.
These companies and these business people understand that building a brand is a 20-year game. So by the time the 13-year-old is 33 years old and has a family,
he's teaching a
guess
whole
what
generation.
He's doing?
Wow.
He's passing on that brand to his children.
Whew, yo.
So when it comes to making discounts, I gotta look at the.
I feel like I need to be drinking to watch this live. The many different discussions.
Everybody has to.
follow the one
So
topic.
look. I remember a long time ago in the early 2000s. My background is in music, right? I wanted to be. I was a rapper. I interned at Def Jam for 2 years.
With a name
I came up with, in the early 2000s when I was watching the Napster thing. I was like, hold up, the internet is the future of music. I created a website called don'tgetjerked.com. I had 2 partners. They backed out. I was running the show. Then I had my son at 22 years old. It was back then, building a website cost you like tens of thousands of dollars, and I was grinding at $8 an hour, getting time and paying this web developer to build my website. And I knew, and that's how I got into podcasting back then. What I also understood during that time period was what I saw with the music industry was it's going to go internet. And it was an opportunity for artists.
Bezos saw it. Yeah, the owner of Napster saw it.
It was an opportunity for artists to really separate themselves from the music industry. That's why the music industry was going so hard at Napster. But what I also understood in that time period, and it was interesting because my friend called me like 5 years ago and was like, we dropped the ball. I didn't see the vision. We could have been billionaires. You talking to a potential billionaire, and I'm gonna talk shit. You were looking at a potential billionaire, an idea that came out in 1999 that my black brothers shitted on.
Dummies.
MySpace came out, Facebook came out. I had all of that. I saw what Angel Fire was doing. I was like, we got to get into this space where you could build your own websites, have your own platform.
That's dope.
I just didn't have the resources.
Damn. That's like missing out on buying stock in Google back in that time.
Back in 1994. Before Steve Jobs came back and said, I'm taking this shit back over. And this is what black people need to understand. Look, the blueprint is there. We need to stop being egotistical, wanting to be the chief over the Indians. And sorry, Native Americans, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that's Jason Lyric. And that was always a great quote. Everybody want to be the chief, nobody want to be the Indians.
That's true.
And everybody want to be Jesus, and they want to be a savior of the black community. But at the end of the day, the blueprint is there. Understand the numbers. Understand the game that's already been set across you. You want to build.
We need everybody, Rich.
You want to build a brand.
We need everybody. All right.
You got to go after the youth. You got to go after the youth.
Go after the liquor youth.
Kanye ain't losing his damn mind, but that's what he's doing. Look at how these kids respond to what Kanye's doing.
That's true.
He's right. He's right.
True, true.
I did want to speak about one last thing that will shift the focus. I did want to kind of end on this because we're over that time.
Yes.
It's never over.
But no.
Corey said it's never over.
You dropping gems. You gotta keep it going, yo.
Corey loving the show.
This is good content.
But Rich, before
doesn't matter. It's good content.
Rich, before we end this,
We're not gonna end it.
All right. I just want to make sure I let y'all know that in about 2 weeks we are about to celebrate your very own J of Keep in Mind's birthday coming up. Pisces season about to take over the world. You already know the deal. So please, we have on our IG page, y'all, in our bios. Click the link in our bios if you want to get a ticket. Tickets are going, and they are going, and you don't want to be there when they're gone. So please do yourself a favor, get your tickets. Make sure you are set for March 6th. We're gonna celebrate Jay of Keep in Mind and his birthday.
I gotta say one thing.
Go ahead.
I gotta say one thing. When you start in a business, even if somebody comes to you with a discount, asking for a discount, they're coming to you. They're coming to you. And even though I feel personally your friends should support you, and the whole Don'tGetJerked.com thing was this.
That's really what I'm about. It's not about people coming to you for discounts. It's about like for example, I have a friend that has his own business, and whenever I'm working with him with his business, I pay full price usually. You know what I mean? And granted, he may give me a little extra without me knowing or whatever. But it's not like extra in the sense that it's like, oh shit, I can't believe you did this for me. It's more so like, yo, I'll give you a give you a little extra on this right here. Oh, thanks, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. But I'm still paying a price that I wouldn't. It's a price that I know that I could pay cheaper for somebody else and get more. Okay? So, shit, I'm talking about weed.
I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I mean, come on. Let's be sure we talk about it.
I'm talking about weed. I have a friend that I'll pay $40 for an eighth, and the eighth he'll add more to it. Don't get me wrong, and I respect it.
Talk about it.
I respect it. He'll add more. He'll add more to it. I'll appreciate it and all that. But then I could go to somebody else I know who give me more than what he gave me for $30, and the weed will be just as good. So it's like hold on. But now because he knows I do design or whatever. He'll ask me for stuff. And I'll be like, yo, this ain't free. But I'll send it to him before he even pays me, and like the topic of payment won't ever come up again. Hold on.
I know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what's going on right now.
The topic of payment will never come up again. And me being the person I am, I'm like, you know what?
Forget, it's whatever.
It is what it is.
My people.
It's not like I'm broke. Whatever it is, cool. But the fact that I mentioned that you should be paying me for this as a friend, I feel like you should, like for example, who do I buy weed from another guy? I'm sorry, shit, it's a lot of weed shit. I buy weed from another guy.
Yo, the people are gonna want you to talk to somebody. You buy a lot of weed from a lot of people, bro.
He'll give me the weed. He'll give me the weed on Sunday. It's not that I don't have the money to pay him. It's not that I can pay him right then and there. But life happens, and like I pull off. I go roll up.
Fox Illy said, "Why you sending product before you get paid?"
Because it's my friend. Because that's my point.
That's it.
Because it's my friend. It's my friend. You give me shit without me paying you first. Yes or no?
Go ahead.
Okay.
But in most cases, but I know where you live too.
Rich, let the people talk.
I know where you live.
All right. I know where he lives too. I know where he lives. Go ahead. But Nick, you never had to worry about that, did you?
You can't do business with all your friends.
That's
That's
very-
reality.
Say that louder.
You cannot do
I
business
disagree.
with
I
all
disagree.
your
Really?
friends.
I disagree.
You
That-
can't. You shouldn't.
You cannot.
You can,
I
as long
promise
as the
you.
So let me
No.
ask you a question then.
No,
If you
Tom.
can think you see, this is the problem with black people. We have very wrong mentalities about how money works. One thing I learned, one of the things that benefited me when I was driving Uber was I picked up people from all kinds of
That's true.
communities.
Very true.
And I heard lots of conversations.
Very true.
And the Jewish community, they pay you. That's their culture.
That
You
is
can't do
their
business
culture.
with somebody without paying them.
Yeah.
Now, whether you pay immediately or on consignment is a
Mhm.
whole nother conversation.
Right, okay,
But good
okay.
business is good business.
They overpay.
The good business is good business. And what we need to do as a community is get over the ego shit
Mm.
and really understand good business
You really
is
opened
good
my mind up to
business.
something, Corey. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
Man.
It's
You
business.
really opened up my mind. to
Business is
something
always
with this.
hold up. But
Yeah, I'm gonna let finish.
business is always about the contracts, about in good faith.
Mhm.
A contract is only worth what you're willing to enforce.
Right.
Right? So I can have a contract, and if I'm not willing to enforce it, it doesn't mean anything.
Mm.
I can't. I can't sit here and be like, "Well, you signed a contract." If I'm not going to take you to court,
Mm.
and it's not personal,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
business. So if you're not ready to do business with somebody, don't do business.
That's what I'm
I
saying. You
respect it.
can't do
I respect
business
it.
with all of your friends.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can. All my
No,
friends I
if you
do
do
business
business
Some
with.
friends are just not really about.
Then you
I'm telling
well,
you,
well
man.
okay. So then if
Not
your
with
friends
your
are not
friends,
if your
no.
friends are not
The
no,
reason why
okay.
business
You're
is
right.
good.
You're right. You know what? If your
They're
friends are
ready.
not capability to do are not willing to do business properly, then you shouldn't do business with them.
Right.
I agree. That's my
No,
But I'm going to
Not
educate you.
everybody. Not
I'm going to educate you. Just like my best friend. I told him, yo, we can't work together. We can't
See?
work together. Because if we can't get past point A to the point where we can get to the contract
Mm.
and discuss numbers, then we can't. But
that's
you know
still
what?
your friend, though.
That's why I appreciate. That's why I
But then you
appreciate
have
about
friends
my
like,
brothers.
but then you have
Shout
friends
out
like
to Black,
me.
shout out to Rich.
Time out.
That's
That's
what I
when you
appreciate
have friends
about
like
y'all,
me
man.
that be like, yo, I can't afford to pay you X, Y, and Z,
Hold on, Corey.
but I'm gonna pay you.
Hold on, Corey.
Hold on, let me-
All right,
let me-
Fox Illy said, which I really like this comment right here. Fox Illy said, when you understand money as a business owner, you stop expecting blind support from friends and family and blurring lines of doing business
Megan said
because
that.
of friendship.
P
You
said
shouldn't
that.
blur lines.
P
There
said
should
that.
always be a
First time I
contract.
heard that was from P. He said, "Yo, your most loyal
Prodigy?
listeners." P said
Oh.
said this, and I respected him for that. He said, "Yo, your most loyal listeners are not going to come from your immediate group. They're going to be in Australia somewhere. They're going to be in Africa somewhere. They're going to be all over the world because they're going to see something that your immediate friends are too busy or doing whatever that they can't immediately support.
Right.
So you're going to get supporters that are not those people yet, and then they're going to join the line
You should
afterwards.
expect support from your friends and family.
Hold on, what were you gonna say?
Wow.
Hold on.
I would
Wow.
say network marketing.
You're doing business.
Hold on.
I would
Because
say network marketing disproves that. As someone who does business, every client I've ever gotten, I've gotten through someone who is somewhat connected to friends or family. Okay, so it's like I don't advertise. All my business comes from
He's
word.
right.
Referrals. That's the best
Referrals,
business.
word of
That's
mouth.
organic
That's
growth.
So friends and family, I think friends and family can be good business as long as you keep it business. Like, meaning, for example, like in your situation, you might not have been like, yo, so where's my bread? Like, you might not have sent an invoice because you might have felt like uncomfortable doing that because that's your friend. But even if it's your friend, you still got to be like, yeah, invoice. I need that within 15
Always
days.
invoice.
And when they don't send an invoice, then you send a reminder. Hey, then
Right.
then you call, yo, I gave you the shirts, bro. What's up? I sent you the invoice. I haven't gotten payment. Like, you got to be on your friend.
That's what you said.
I'm gonna build on that.
Friend
I'm
and
gonna
somebody
build.
you don't know, because somebody you don't know won't do that. They'll send it.
What happens
You have
if
to
a
give
friend
your
don't
friend
do
that too.
No, but I'm saying you give your friend that permission to do that. Like, they'll
I'm
send it. Versus
but that's
somebody you
bad
don't know,
business
you'll
on
get
your
that
part.
right away.
Hold on.
I'm gonna build on that. I'm gonna build on
Yeah.
what you said about the invoice. The invoice from tax purposes are benefiting you as a business owner, because that's cost. That's a write-off, right? You invoice me, even though I may paid you whatever money we decided to pay each other, whatever agreement we came to. At the end of the day, and I think that's the problem also with businesses and black people. They don't understand the benefits of taxes, right? Nobody wants to pay taxes, right? And we like to talk about the 1% tax write-offs. But those same corporate laws that apply to Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they apply to you as well. And they may apply to you on a smaller scale, but they apply to you as well. That's the beauty of the American government. What they do for one person, it applies to everybody.
We hope.
So it applies to everybody. You got to have the right. So if you don't have an accountant that understands, when I did real estate investing before the market crashed back in 2008, one of the things I went to when I went to my accountant was, I asked, matter of fact, I didn't have to ask her. She was asking me about depreciation on my properties and the stuff that I paid for. So even though I had a loan and I had all this money that I was pulling out of pocket to get things done, on a tax write-off, I was getting 10 grand back. And I would take that money and buy me another property. You got to have the right team in place. You got to understand the tax laws. So me giving you $100 for t-shirts.
Go Ladies podcast says your A1s will support because
me
they
giving
love
you
you.
$100 for t-shirts, yeah, may have hurt my pockets now. And in the long run, if I have it structured properly and I have the right business entity, I'm going to win in the long run.
Go Ladies
Because
podcast.
you know what else?
says-
You know what else you
Corey.
make money off of?
Corey. Go Ladies podcast says your A1s will support you because they love you. You still have a responsibility to deliver a stellar product and earn their repeat
Exactly.
business.
You got
I
to give
respect that.
value.
I respect
Period.
that. I respect
If you don't
that.
give value,
The heart
it doesn't
emojis
matter.
are going up for you, Corey.
Well, we do. I gotta end this because we going way over now.
Yeah,
Like,
we
Not
definitely-
going over, bro. You're getting good content, yo.
No, I know, but
You can do this for 6 hours, bro.
I know, but I was like,
I can't do 6 hours. I can't do 6 hours. I got some kids I gotta put to bed, yo. Come
I'm
on.
surprised we stayed above 20 for this long. I will say this. I agree with everything Corey said.
Seriously, man, you've been dropping some gems, bro.
Giving value and getting value is always a plus. I was
No,
more,
it is the basis of your business is to give value. It's
100%.
not a plus.
No.
If
I
you're
was
not
talking
giving
about the
value
plus-
to people,
the plus
you
from
get
there.
out of business.
No, I'm talking about them giving
Doesn't-
you value back. It's also is a plus.
Why do I want value back? I want your money.
You're exchanging value for money in a business.
I want your money.
Okay.
That's why when somebody comes to me, I ask them, "What is your budget?" I don't give out prices anymore. What is your budget? I want you to put everything
about
I
it.
want you to put everything on the table. You
Start
tell me-
asking what your budget is.
You tell me
out
2K.
there.
You say, Corey, my budget's 2K for my
What do you like to
podcast.
do for 2K?
I'm going to give you everything I possibly can to take your 2K. And it's not me being grimy. It's not me being X, Y, and Z, or
That's
whatever you
dope,
want to
man.
think it is. Because if you're serious about your product and that you're trying to put out to the world, then the investment is tenfold. It's tenfold.
They loving Corey right now, bro.
Yeah.
So what is your budget? So if you guys plan on hitting me up, I'm going to ask you what is your budget, and I'm going to take your budget. Yo, on that note, no, but I'm going to give you the best of the best, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I
That's it.
want to say this was our 41st episode. We got our boy Corey Gums.
Yeah, I don't know what number you just said, but we're not saying numbers no more.
41st.
Remember, we're not saying numbers no more. 41st.
Listen, yeah, we're not. This is the last time we say numbers until I get back on. Until I get all the videos up. So this was an episode of Keeping My Podcast. I'm good, bro. We have Corey Gums of the Black Podcasters Association. He's the founder.
Yo, send the clapping emojis out right now in the chat for Corey, man. This dude has been dropping gems on top of gems. He's a hip hop head. Listen, I already know this dude right here is he's family already. Listen, shout out to Corey, man. Again, holla at the Black Podcasters Association.com if you want to become a member, and please holla at Corey.
Yeah, Chino Bodega got a funny ass story. He said, I won't name names, but someone
Wait, what?
He said, I won't name names, but someone I know had a detailing service, so I went with him and ended up losing all the loose change out of my cup holder.
Yo, that's some bullshit, Chino. That's some bullshit. Whenever I send my car to the car wash, I got to pick up my change and put it in my pocket, bro.
He said,
these old Mexicans used to be OD sometimes, bro.
He said, I never asked for it, but also never went back. By the way, that was racist. Anyway,
yo, the smell of my change is disappearing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not liking it.
That was nuts. Yeah, what was that? Yeah.
Shout out to all my Mexicans out there. You know I love y'all.
Yo, we love all of y'all. Yo, Corey, say goodbye to the people, man.
All right, thank you, everybody, for watching.
Save it, though. Don't just end it.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yo, I love y'all, man. Shout out to Corey, Black Podcast.